flavonoid.
Satu box Remastop terdapat 45 kapsul, yang setiap kapsulnya mengandung 5 ekstraksi terbaik yang sudah melewati uji klinis dan mendapatkan sertifikasi dari Badan POM dan Halal MUI, sehingga aman untuk dikonsumsi dan menjadi salah satu rekomendasi produk terbaik untuk penderita pegal linu, nyeri sendi akibat asam urat ataupun rematik. Cukup meminum Remastop 3 kali sehari sesudah makan, maka kesehatan persendian dan tulang Anda akan terjaga.
Jangan lupa menjaga kesehatan Anda dengan tetap mengkonsumsi obat yang sudah terdaftar BPOM dan Halal MUI agar Anda dapat merasakan khasiatnya yang aman dan tidak menimbulkan efek samping apapun yang dapat memperburuk kondisi Anda. Sayangi diri Anda dan keluarga Anda dengan memeriksakan keluhan yang Anda rasakan saat ini, atau Anda dapat berkonsultasi dengan praktisi profesional dari kami yang terpercaya dengan menghubungi kontak di bawah ini.
the heart of central Jakarta here in Indonesia. This is the C Morning Show on the C Today News Network. Good morning, Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and the world. Thank you so much for joining us bright and early here on a Monday morning to kick off a brand new week. It is the C Morning Show, and for the next 3 hours, we will be with you to share with you all the latest news and updates from Indonesia and beyond. It is the 9th of December, 2024. Plenty taking place in Indonesia and around the world, so we will update you throughout the next 3 hours along with your Monday morning sports and entertainment roundup from the weekend. And it is a Monday morning, so the markets are open, and we'll be talking about business later on as well. We've got a couple of talk shows coming up, one of them involving a special performance. I'll let my partners get into the details. Speaking of which, they are joining me right now. It's the Monday Squad. We've got Alin and Caroline. Alin, voice is a little bit under the weather, so such a trooper for joining us today anyway.
Yes, thank you so much. I think I spent too much of my voice being a supporter for the DBL final.
Yeah. That was a good one, by the way.
Yes. Indeed, I'm not surprised.
And it's very historical with 14,187 spectators.
Indonesia Arena, amazing.
Exactly.
What a venue.
And also we were so graciously honored also that the CEO and also the founder of DBL came here last weekend. We had to talk with Pak Azul in regards to the 20th year of DBL right here in Indonesia. So, and then to wrap it all up last week with the finals, it was mind-blowing.
Hey, this is the future of our national team players, probably.
Exactly.
Some of them are sprinkled in there.
That's right. So we should be happy for that, especially for the basketball industry right here in the nation.
Love it.
But good morning, everyone, and everybody. Welcome to the C Morning Show once again. My name is Caroline Sarahman. Of course, as Paul has mentioned, as it is very pivotal for us right here on the C Morning Show to have our discussion on the day on this Monday a.m. Today, it is December the 9th, where we mark the Anti-Corruption Day, and we'll chat with Maria Crescentia. She's the director of Saya Perempuan Anti Korupsi Indonesia, or SPAC Indonesia. And of course today, a little bit of entertainment, as we'll be joined by Rahul Mulani, producer of Melukis Harapan di Langit India, and Naomi Ifo, one of the cast members of the movie. So we will dissect and go deep dive in regards to that movie. So stay tuned right here on the C Morning Show today for this lovely Monday. And please do stay connected with us on our social media at C Today News. You know you can find us on Instagram, X, and also YouTube.
Yes, and I'm your host, Alin Radmaja. Would like to greet our viewers that are now able to tune in from Fox News Plus Australia, Macau Cable TV Channel 84, Vision Philippines Channel 58, Air Cable Philippines and Stingtel Singapore Channel 15, and StarHub Channel 720. Let's start the show with our headlines.
Several airstrikes hit the Syrian capital on Sunday, just hours after opposition forces seized control of Damascus.
And right here from Indonesia, the Electoral Commission of Jakarta, Banten, and West Sumatra has finally and officially announced the gubernatorial candidates with the most votes.
A heavily pregnant woman from Pandeglang has been evacuated from a flood-hit village.
And to commemorate International Anti-Corruption Day, this morning we will have a discussion with Maria Crescentia. She is the director of Saya Perempuan Anti Korupsi Indonesia. Stay tuned for that. All right, we're going to begin our first segment with updates from the Middle East. We begin with our first story, where Palestinian medical officials said an Israeli airstrike on Sunday killed at least 9 people, including 6 children and a woman in central Gaza.
And previously, the Israeli strike also killed at least 5 people, including 2 parents and their 2 children.
The strike flattened a residential building in the urban refugee camp Sunday afternoon, according to the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital in the nearby city of Deir al-Balah. The airstrike Sunday killed at least 9 people, including 6 children and a woman.
Early on Sunday, the strike hit a tent sheltering the family of 4 in the city of Deir al-Balah. According to the Al-Aqsa Martyrs Hospital, where the casualties were taken, this was the deadliest strike in the war in Gaza. And Israel's offensive has so far now killed over 45,600 Palestinians in Gaza, more than half of them being women and children. This is according to the Gaza Health Ministry.
Several airstrikes hit the Syrian capital on Sunday, just hours after opposition forces seized control of Damascus.
A powerful airstrike hit the Kafar Susa neighborhood, home to the Assad Region Security and Customs Headquarters.
In a separate incident, a fire broke out at the Immigration and Passport building in Damascus, though the cause still remains unclear. Earlier, an AP journalist reported an airstrike near the Mazeh military airport southwest of the capital.
The airport has been targeted by Israeli airstrike before, but it's unclear who carried out Sunday's attack. The Israeli military declined to comment, as it often does, regarding strikes in Syria.
Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had confirmed that Israeli forces have seized a buffer zone in the Golan Heights, established by a 1974 ceasefire agreement with Syria after the rebels' lighting advance ended Bashar Assad's rule.
And in another development in the region, footage from a CGTN stringer shows scattered documents inside the Iranian embassy in Damascus, which was reportedly stormed by Syrian rebels.
The footage shows the damaged embassy and scattered documents, an ID card and photos on the ground inside, while shouting heard in the background. Syrian rebels declared they had freed Damascus and overthrown President Bashar al-Assad.
Now, the storming of the Iranian embassy has raised concerns about the stability of diplomatic missions in Syria, with both local factions and international observers watching closely.
Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Esmail Baghei condemned the embassy attack, adding that Iran's ambassador to Syria, along with the embassy staff, were unharmed and currently in good health.
دیشب 11 شب که در واقع دمشق بودن و سفارت رو ترک کردن و بعضی از اینها شاید بامداد رسیدن به خارج از مرز سوریه، به حمدالله ما پیش بینی کردیم و تقریبا هیچ یک از همکاران ما از دستگاه‌های مختلف جمهوری اسلامی اونجا حضور نداشتن که ارتش و مردم نتونن مقاومت بکنن. بهتره خب شرایط رو رها بکنن که از ریختن خون جلوگیری بکنه و تخریب اماکن و مراکز مختلف جلوگیری بکنه و طبیعتاً به نوعی پذیرش تفوق طرف مقابل خواهد بود. خب وقتی این در میدان نظامی این اتفاق رخ میده، عملاً یه فضایی رو به وجود میاره که حتی اگر بعضیا بخوان به اینا کمک هم بکنن نمیتونن کمک بکنن.
Now, furthermore, after the flood of President Bashar al-Assad, Syrians flood the streets in celebration as swift rebel advance ends the Assad's family 50 years rule, where the capital Damascus echoes with celebratory gunfire, but the country now is facing uncertain future.
Indeed, and joyful crowds have gathered in Damascus's central squares, waving revolutionary flags in scenes reminiscent of the Arab Spring's early days before the brutal crackdown, along with the 14-year civil war.
Meanwhile, others ransacked the presidential palace after President Bashar al-Assad and top officials vanished. Here's the story.
The Syrian government has fallen after an insurgency swept across the country and ended Bashar al-Assad's 24-year rule over Syria, and ultimately ending the Assad family's 50-year control of the country. Now, Syria has been mired in conflict since 2011, but this insurgency just took 10 days to make it across major cities and into the heart of Damascus. Today, in the capital, in Umayyad Square, people are celebrating, shooting celebratory gunfire, parading around in their cars, scenes we have not witnessed since anti-government protests in Syria started in 2011. People have broken into prisons across the country, finding political prisoners and other people that have gone missing for years when the Assad family ruled the country. People broke into the presidential palace, tearing down portraits of the former president and posing in the lavish halls. It is truly a moment of joy for many Syrians, that's clear. But there are many questions over Syria's fate going forward. The international community hopes that Syria can have a peaceful and smooth political transition into a chapter where it will have long-term security and prosperity. However, there are many political and military actors in Syria that are at odds with each other, and all of them want to have their seat at the negotiating table, and all of them want their stake in what Syria will look like going forward. It is unclear whether they will be able to settle their differences.
Meanwhile, in his first public appearance since fighters entered the Damascus suburbs on Saturday, Abu Muhammad al-Golani addressed supporters at the sprawling mosque. He calls on his fighters to return to their military bases starting Monday.
The leader of the largest insurgent group in Syria visited the capital's Umayyad Mosque on Sunday and declared that the victory against President Bashar Assad. 42-year-old al-Golani and his insurgent force Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, stands to be a major player in the Syria going forward. For years, al-Golani worked to consolidate power while bottled up in the province of Idlib in Syria's northwest corner. He maneuvered amongst extremist organizations while eliminating competitors and former allies.
He sought to polish the image of his de facto salvation government that has been running Idlib to win over international governments and reassure Syria's religious and ethnic minorities. And he also built ties with various tribes and other groups.
Along the way, al-Golani shared his garb as a hardline Islamist guerrilla